Hello everyone, I hope that you are doing well and enjoying this playlist so far. Also let me know your thought in the comment section regarding how do you feel about the pace of this course. If you think that I'm going too fast or too slow, or also if you think that the flow of this course is going okay. It will help me a lot to improve the production quality of the tutorials in order to help you with your learning. In today's lecture, we are going to see the addition operation in a matrix. We will see that how do we add a scalar value to a matrix, how do we add a matrix to another matrix, and we will also see that if it is possible to add a vector with a matrix. And not only theory, once we are done with the theory part, we are also going to cover the practical part on the Jupyter Notebook with Python language. So let's start with this example. As you can see, I have taken a matrix of 2 by 2 shape. It has 4 elements and I am trying to add a scalar value with this matrix. It is going to be pretty much straightforward. This scalar value is going to be added with each and every element of the matrix where we are trying to add the scalar value. As you can understand by the output, it is pretty much self-explanatory. And in the second example, I have tried to add a matrix with another matrix. Pay attention that both these matrices have this similar shape. Both has a shape of 2 by 2. And of course, when you are trying to add a matrix with another matrix of similar shape, then the output as well will be of the equivalent shape. As you can see, the output we have, it is also 2 by 2. And the addition operation in this example happens in such a way that the element on the first row and first column will be added to the element in the same position of the other matrix. Similarly, the element on the first row and second column will be added to the element of the first row and second columns in the other matrix, and so on. In the final example, if you pay attention, the matrix is exactly the same as the previous two examples. However, this time we are trying to add a vector with this matrix, and in that case you will not get an output. It is absolutely mandated that when you are trying to add two different matrices, they have to be of the same size, otherwise you will never get an output. So just to summarize, you can add a scalar value with a matrix, you can add two different matrices of the same shape. However, if you try to add a matrix with a vector or maybe a matrix of different shape, let's say that if we would have had a matrix of 3 by 4, in that case as well, we would not get an output. So this is not about adding a vector to a matrix. The idea is that two matrices of different shape cannot be added. Okay, that's pretty much you need to understand from the theory part. Let's try to understand this better by doing some practical on our Jupyter Notebook. So within this cell, I am creating the same matrix with the help of this NumPy library that we have seen in the theory part. So if I execute this cell, you can see we have the same matrix over here. And as we have seen in the first example of the theory part, let's try to add this scalar value 5 to our matrix A. If I execute this, you can see to each and every element of matrix A, the scalar value 5 has been added. Now in the following cell, I'm going to create a new matrix of the same shape. So you can see this one is also a 2 by 2 matrix like this one on the top. And if we try to add these two matrices, then as we have already discussed in the previous examples, that two different matrices of the same shape can be added. So if I execute this cell, you can see we have an expected output. Now in the following cell, I am trying to create a matrix of a different shape. So if I'll execute this, you can see this A3 matrix has a shape of 3 by 2 because it has 3 rows and 2 columns. And it is definitely different than the matrix we have on the top, the matrix A, which is a 2 by 2 matrix. So if we try to add these two matrices, and if I'll execute this cell, you can see that we have an error over here. And it clearly says that it cannot add two different matrices of two different shapes. Okay, so this is all for today's lecture. This quick lecture was just to clear the basic concepts of addition operation in terms of matrix. The next lecture is going to be very important where we are going to discuss about matrix multiplication. So please do not miss that because that is the concept widely utilized behind a machine learning model and it will help you a lot to clear your prerequisites for machine learning. Thank you very much for your time. See you in the next lecture. Bye bye.